Welcome to this demonstration of Qarbon Test Management for Selenium. This is an overview demo that will take just a few minutes. If you want to explore in more detail some of the specific features, there are a number of other tutorial videos available. Let's log in. You'll notice from the top ribbon there's a wide range of features. Let's go through these very quickly. First of all, you have the option of defining within a tree structure a number of folders and also some requirements. So these requirements relate to the application. So for example, in this case we have a fictitious retail website for clothing, and in a particular example we have some requirements relating to this. So there should be the option to send a message to the site owners via the contacts page. In fact, you can see that here. Okay, that's requirements. The next step is planning of tests. 3 types of tests available: Selenium. In this case we can actually define the individual steps that you want to perform within Selenium. Data steps. These relate to Excel spreadsheets and exported CSV files, comma separated value. Basically we can actually have data in a CSV format inside Qarbon, and we can actually get things like row counts. We can get the rows and columns out of it, and we can use that to drive our tests. More on that later. The third type of test is manual tests, which are not shown here. That's where we simply define each step manually, perform the test manually, and then record the results inside Qarbon. Now we've got requirements and tests. We want to make sure that we've got coverage. For every requirement we've got one or more tests, and for every test we have at least one requirement. For this we have a traceability function. So if I click on, for example, a test on the right hand side, you can see that there is a linked requirement, and also the requirement is shown ticked here. As well as a test planning tree, there's a grid tree or grid function. That's great if you want to, for example, perform bulk operations like delete a number of tests. Much easier to do within the grid, and also it has a very extensive filtering capability that you can use as well. So ultimately, once you have your tests, or at least some of them, you can run them. And for that we go to execution. We drag and drop from our test plan tree into our results tree. In here we have both releases and test sets. Test sets are subsets of tests that we want to run in sequence to perform a particular operation or fulfill a certain function. So for example, to check the purchasing capability of our website, there is a test set that buys 2 t-shirts. In sequence, it opens the automation practice website, searches for some t-shirts, does a checkout, and creates a new account. You can also, by clicking on this button here, you can get to the history. So for example, and this is really quite powerful compared with what you have to do with Selenium coding. You have to take care of this all manually. What we do inside Qarbon is we record every single test run. We record the results, we have reports, we have histories. As we break open the histories, we can look at each run and look at all the results. We can even look at screenshots. The next thing is bug management. You may prefer to use other tools like Jira, but if you want to, you can use the Qarbon built-in bug management system. It's great for raising new bugs. You can raise bugs against tests, you can store summaries, various different types of fields. They're all filterable. And the other thing about it is that under bug admin, you can also, by pointing and clicking here, you can control the flows that are available between the different states. So for example, if you don't want to be able to go from rejected to open, you can turn it off. Reporting. There's a wealth of data inside Qarbon. So we have lots of different reporting options. Everything from tabular reports to traceability matrices for our requirements against our tests. We have things like summary dashboards. So for example, here we can see the number of tests by status, priority, author, assignee, and you have drill down capabilities. So you can very easily just drill down on a piece of data and get a detailed view within a table. Also things like creation rates, how many created by the day. Similarly with test execution, so I can see here the number of tests that have been run by day or the number of test set runs that have happened. And also we have a number of reports for bug management as well. Importation, we can import existing requirements, tests and data. Data actually relates to the CSV files that we're using in our tests. So in this case here we have 2 rows of data, an order ID and an email address. We can iterate around those within our test execution and run multiple iterations of our tests with different combinations of data. User admin, lots of different options here. Create groups. Each group has a set of privileges attached to it. As you move a group between one group to the next, it inherits the permissions associated with that group. And that concludes the demo of Qarbon Test Management. Please look out for more detailed tutorials on more specific functions of the product. Thanks for watching.